Good day, everyone, and good day to you, Coach Judith Martinez. I am Cassandra Caballes, the little teacher of Study Hub 1, and together with my Study Hub members. And for today's discussion, we're going to discuss the six theorists and their theories. So we have Sigmund Freud, Jean Piaget, Lev Vygotsky, Lawrence Kohlberg, and Yuri Bronbrenner. And each of us will understand and get a good comprehension of the background and the nature of each theory and how each contributes to the understanding of human nature and their principles in improving methods and approaches to support learning experiences of the learners in the 21st century education. And to begin with Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud, a man who delved into the darkest corners of the human mind, was himself a labyrinth of contradictions. His stories, both fascinating and unsettling, continue to captivate and challenge us. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, a clinical method for evaluating and treating pathologies seen as originating from conflicts in the psyche through dialogue between patient and psychoanalyst. Sigmund Freud's theory suggests that human behavior is influenced by unconscious memories. Thoughts and urges comprises three, which is the id, ego, and superego. Sigmund Freud theorized that the mind was divided into three parts, which is the id, ego, and superego. It is governed by sexual and aggressive desires and pleasure seeking. Freud was the founder of psychoanalysis and introduced influential theories such as his ideas of the conscious and unconscious, the id, ego, and superego, dream interpretation, and psychosexual development. In summary, Sigmund Freud is an Austrian neurologist born in 1856. He is often referred to as the father of modern psychology. Freud revolutionized how we think and about treat mental health conditions. Sigmund Freud is the most famous for developing psychoanalysis, a set of theories and therapeutic technique for studying the unconscious mind. And to continue with Jean Piaget, Jean William Fritz Piaget was a Swiss psychologist known for his work on child development. Piaget's theory of cognitive development and epistemological view are together called genetic epistemology. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development suggests that children's intelligence undergoes changes as they grow. Four major stages of cognitive development are called sensomotor intelligence, pre-operational thinking, concrete operational thinking, and formal operational thinking. Credited with founding the scientific study of children's thinking therapy, Piaget's work initiated new fields of scientific study. Jean Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, was the first to make a systematic study of the acquisition of understanding in children. Piaget suggested that the teacher's role involved providing appropriate learning experiences and materials that stimulated students to advance their thinking.
Have lesson day everyone. I'm Christine Claudio Sardan from BS Ed English Major 1A. Today I'll be discussing about Lev Vygotsky's theory of sociocultural development. Lev Semyonovich Vygotsky, a Russian developmental psychologist, believed that to truly understand how children grow and learn, we must consider the culture they live in. According to Vygotsky's sociocultural theory, children's thinking skills develop through social interaction with the people around them. Unlike Jean Piaget, who thought that children's development must come before they can learn, Vygotsky argued that learning is essential for development. In simpler terms, he believed that learning from others comes before and even guides personal growth. Social interaction provides the foundation for how children learn to think and understand their world. Vygotsky suggested that children learn from watching and interacting with others in their culture. For example, when children see their family, teachers, and friends handling everyday tasks or talking about important ideas, they learn from these experiences, which helps their mind grow. Vygotsky saw development as a back and forth relationship between children and the people around them. Children are influenced by their environment, but they are also influence others. This process is continuous. As children learn and grow, they also shape how people respond to them. Language plays a key role in Vygotsky's theory. As children learn to speak, they join in social conversation with more experienced people like parents or teachers, who help them guide in mastering skills that are important to their culture. Later, they start talking to themselves, which help them think through problems and manage their behavior. A child who grows up close to extended family members will have a different understanding of family life than a children who rarely sees their relatives. The absence of presence of extended family impacts both the children's sense of family and their interaction with those family members. Vygotsky introduced the concept of the zone of proximal development, which is the range of tasks a child can perform with the help, but not yet independently. With the support of someone more skilled, children can learn things just beyond their current abilities, gradually doing them on their own. Why Vygotsky theory matters? Vygotsky's ideas emphasize that children learn best when they interact with others in a supportive environment. Through these interactions, they pick up their culture's language, values, and skills. By engaging with others, children become active participants in their own growth and over time develop the ability to think and act independently.
Good day to each and everyone. My name is Jaylene Diapolinario, and today I will discuss about the Erik Erikson theory, which is the psychosocial development. Before we will start our discussion, allow me to give a short background of Erik Erikson. Erik Erikson was born on June 15, 1902 and died on May 12, 1994. He was a German-born American developmental psychologist and psychoanalyst, renowned for his theory of psychosocial development. Unlike Sigmund Freud, who focused primarily on psychosexual development in early childhood, Erikson's theory emphasized the social and cultural influences on personality development across the entire lifespan. His own experiences, including a complex family background and struggles with identity, significantly shaped his theoretical perspectives. He trained under Anna Freud, Sigmund Freud's daughter, and his work expounded upon psychoanalytic theory, highlighting the ongoing development of the ego throughout life. His most significant contribution in his 8-stage theory of psychosocial development, which has profoundly impacted various fields, including psychology, education, and social work. Erikson 8 stages of psychosocial development. Erikson theory proposes that personality develops through 8 sequential stages, each characterized by a central psychosocial crisis or conflict. Successful resolution of each crisis leads to the development of a specific virtue or strength, contributing to a healthy personality. Failure to resolve the crisis can result in feelings of inadequacy and hinder future development. Number 1. Trust versus mistrust. Infancy, birth to 18 months. Infants develop a sense of trust when their caregivers provide consistent care, responsiveness, and affection. Inconsistency or neglect leads to mistrust. The virtue developed is hope. Second, autonomy versus shame and doubt. Early childhood, 18 months to 3 years old. Toddlers strive for independence and self-control. Encouragement and support foster autonomy, while criticism or excessive control lead to shame and doubt. The virtue is will. Number 3. Initiative versus guilt. Preschool 3 to 5 years old. Preschoolers explore their abilities and initiative activities. Support for the initiative foster a sense of purpose, while criticism or punishment lead to guilt. The virtue is purpose. Number 4. Industry versus inferiority. School age 5 to 13 years old. School age children focus on developing competence and skills. Success in school and social interactions foster a sense of industry, while failure leads to the feeling of inferiority. The virtue is competence. Number 5. Identity versus role confusion. Adolescents 13 to 21 years old. Adolescents grapple with establishing their identity and sense of self. Exploration of different roles and values leads to a strong sense of identity, while failure results in role confusion. The virtue is fidelity. 6. Intimacy versus isolation. Young adulthood 21 to 39 years old. Young adults focus on forming close relationships and intimate connections. Successful relationships foster intimacy, while failure leads to isolation. The virtue is love. Generativity versus stagnation. Middle adulthood 40 to 65 years old. Middle-aged adults focus on contributing to society and future generations. Contributing to something larger than oneself foster generativity, while failure leads to stagnation and a sense of unfulfillment. The virtue is care. Number 8. Integrity versus despair. Maturity is 65 years old and older. Older adults reflect on their lives and assess their accomplishments. A sense of fulfillment and acceptance lead to integrity, while regret and dissatisfaction lead to despair. The virtue is wisdom. Erikson significantly contributed to developmental psychology by expanding the scope of developmental theory. It extended the understanding of personality development beyond childhood, encompassing the entire lifespan, highlighting social and cultural influences, introducing the concept of the identity crisis, and providing a framework for understanding life stages. Erikson theory finds practical application in various fields. Number 1. Parenting. It helps parents understand the developmental needs of their children at different ages and provides guidance on supporting their healthy development. And education. Educators can use the theory to design age-appropriate curricula and classroom management strategies that address the psychosocial needs of students. So, for summary, Erikson's theory of psychosocial development provides a comprehensive framework for understanding personality development across the lifespan. It emphasizes the interplay between individual needs and societal demands, highlighting the importance of resolving psychosocial crises at age to achieve a healthy and fulfilling life. While the theory has faced some criticisms, its enduring influences on various fields underscores its value in understanding human development. So that would be all for my topic, and I hope you have learned something from this. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Good day, Coach Jude. I am Eliza B. Texon from BSED English 1A. Earlier, Miss Jaylene Apolinario discussed to you about Erikson psychological development. Without further ado, let's moving on to my topic about Kohlberg's theory of moral development by Charlene May B. Buno. Kohlberg's theory is based on a psychological theory originally developed by Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget. Kohlberg began working on the theory in 1958 while a graduate student at the University of Chicago. Kohlberg's theory is organized into three levels, which are pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. It has 6 stages, and each level has 2 stages. The post-conventional level is the highest stage of morality, and Kohlberg's believed that it was rarely achieved. Okay, everyone, let's begin with level number 1. It is the pre-conventional morality. Start with 4 to 10 years old. A person is motivated by obedience to authority, commonly associated with young children. Stage number 1. Obedience and punishment. The earliest stage of moral development, it is common in young children. The children see rules as fixed and absolute. They obey the rules because it is important to avoid punishment. For instance, I will keep quiet so that the teacher won't get mad at me. Stage number 2, individualism and exchange. The children account individual point of view. They judge the actions based on how they serve individual needs. Example, I will let you copy mine if you do my homework. Next level is the level 2, conventional morality. Age 10 to 13 years old, people focus on following social norms and customs. It begins to internalize the moral standards of value adult role models. Stage 3, interpersonal relationship. Emphasize the maintenance of happy interpersonal relationship and pleasing others. It is a need to avoid rejection, dissatisfaction, or disapproval from others. For example, I will buy that dress so that my friends will like me. Stage 4, maintaining social order. Consider society as a whole when making judgments. It is focused on maintaining law and order by following the rules, doing one's duty, and respecting authority. Example, you should not cut the class because it's against the school rules. And lastly is level 3. It is the post-conventional morality, adolescence to adulthood. The people judgment is based on self-chosen principles. Moral reasoning is based on individual rights and justice. Stage 5. Social contract and individual rights. It begins to account for the differing values, opinions, and beliefs of other people. It emphasizes social contracts and the maintenance of individual rights. Example, it is her own decision. We should just respect that. And the last stage is the stage 6. People have developed their own set of moral guidelines which may or may not fit the law. For instance, if abortion became legal in our country, I would be one of the people who would be against it because it's against God's law.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my lesson. For today's video, I will be your teacher. I am Nurzaina K. Salim, and our topic is all about the theory of Uri Bronfenbrenner, which is the ecological systems theory. But before that, I want you to remember that knowledge is not free, so listen carefully. Uri Bronfenbrenner is a Russian-born American development psychologist. He was born on April 29, 1917 to September 25, 2005 in the Soviet Union. He was best known for having developed human ecology theory, which is the ecological systems theory. In his developmental theory, individuals are seen as maturing not in isolation but within the context of relationships, such as those involving families, friends, schools, neighborhoods, and society. An important theme on Bronfenbrenner's ideas is that the environment not only affects the child, but the child also affects the environment, changing the world at every level. He was critical of the previous theories of child development. In his theory ecological systems, there are 5 parts or layers, which are the microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. As you can see in the image, microsystem are the things that have direct contact with the child in their immediate environment, such as parents, siblings, teachers, and school peers. Relationships in a microsystem are bidirectional, meaning the child can be influenced by the other people in their environment and is also capable of changing the beliefs and actions for other people too. The reactions of the child to individuals in their microsystem can influence how they treat them in return. The interactions within the microsystems are often very personal and are crucial for fostering and supporting the child's development. If a child has a strong nurturing relationship with their parents, this is said to have a positive effect on the child, whereas distant and unaffectionate parents will have a negative effect on the child. Next, we have the mesosystem. It encompasses the interactions between the child's microsystems, such as the interactions between the child's parents and teachers, or between school peers and siblings. It is where a person's individual microsystems do not function independently, but are interconnected and exert influence upon one another. For instance, if a child's parents communicate with the child's teacher, this interaction may influence the child's development. Essentially, a mesosystem is a system of microsystems according to the ecological systems theory. If the child's parents and teachers get along and have a good relationship, this could have positive effects on the child's development, compared to negative effects on development if the teachers and parents do not get along. Third one is the exosystem. It incorporates other formal and informal social structures, which do not themselves contain the child, but directly influence them as they affect on one of the microsystems. Examples of exosystems include the neighborhood, parents' workplaces, parents' friends, and the mass media. These are the environments in which the child is not involved and are external to their experience, but nonetheless affects them anyway. An instance of exosystems affecting the child's development could be if one of the parents had a dispute with their boss at work. The parent may come home and have a short temper with the child as a result of something which happened in the workplace, resulting in a negative effect on development. The fourth one is the macrosystem. It focuses on how cultural elements affects a child's development, such as socioeconomic status, wealth, poverty, and ethnicity. Thus, culture that individuals are immersed within may influence their beliefs and perceptions about events that transpire in life. The macro system differs from the previous ecosystems as it does not refer to the specific environments of one developing child. The already established society and culture which the child is developing in. This can also include the socioeconomic status, ethnicity, geographic location, and ideologies of the culture. For example, if a child living in a third world country experiences a different development than a child living in a wealthier country. Fifth one is the chronosystem. This system consists of all the environments changes that occur over the lifetime which influence development, including major life transitions and historical events. This can include normal life transition such as starting school, but can also include non-normative life transitions such as parents getting a divorce of having to move to a new house. Additional knowledge based on what I have searched, the bioecological model, which Bronfenbrenner devised his theory on 1994, and so he named it as bioecological model because he became more concerned with the proximal processes of development. His focus shifted from focusing on environmental influences to developmental processes individuals experience over time. Moving on to our topic, let's go on the classroom application of the ecological system theory. To strengthen the development between the ecological systems in educational practice, according to the theory, teachers and parents should keep good communication to each other and work together to benefit the child. Teachers should also be understanding of the situation their students' families may be experiencing, including social and economic factors that are part of the various systems. According to the theory, if parents and teachers have good relationships, this should shape the child's development in a positive way. Likewise, the child must also be active in their learning, engaged both academically and socially. They must work as a team with their peers and get involved in meaningful learning experiences to enable positive development. Lastly, to summarize everything in short, Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory viewed child development as a complex system of relationships affected by multiple levels of the surrounding environment, from immediate settings of the family and school to broad cultural values, laws, and customs. That's all for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning with me. Thanks for watching.
In summary, these 5 prominent psychologists have shaped our understanding of human development across various domains. In Freud's work, revolutionized psychologies, though remains controversial. It influenced therapy, literature, and popular culture, while Piaget's work revolutionized education, influencing teaching methods and curriculum development. In Erickson's theory, emphasized the lifelong nature of development and the importance of social and cultural factors. It is widely used in understanding identity formation and relationships. And in Culver's theory, has influenced education, ethics, and legal studies. It helps us understand moral decision-making and promote moral development. Then Bronfenbrenner's theory emphasizes the complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors in development. It highlights the importance of considering the broader context in which individuals grow and develop. So that would be all, and thank you for watching. Bye!